Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have the patch 1.22.06 official update coming out from Lilith for Art of Conquest, the greatest game ever created. So let's jump in. First thing we're going to notice is the server will be suspended for maintenance on November 1st at 1 a.m. UTC for approximately 2 hours. This is pretty standard. Again, if you guys have issues afterwards, try reinstalling the game. Make sure you link your game account to either Facebook or the Google Play thing, whatever it is, the Game Center. Make sure you do that before you reset your game. But as of late, Lilith has been awesome with this. So let's jump in and let's see what's changing. So first and foremost, the temple. The temple updated the plus 7, 9, and 10 divinity effects of some of the statues. That's huge. So that looks like the plus 7 ones that stand out to me that I can at least remember off the top of my head would be the bonus attack and damage for the human archers. So hopefully they get a little bit more than 15%. Next, they added plus 6 and plus 8 divinity effects. So these are like, if you get that one temple all the way to plus 6, there's a brand new effect. Same for plus 8. This makes sense because going 1 through 3 for temples, you can do that. You can do that very reasonably as a free-to-play player. In fact, given enough time, you can even get a bunch of your temples up to plus 5, believe it or not, as a free-to-play player. However, getting to plus 6s, plus 7s, plus 8s, plus 9s, plus 10s, we're talking serious money. So we will cover that later on this week at what some of those look like. And also, your temple will be reset after the update. The original reset cooldown will not be affected. So if you recently reset your temple, that reset's not going to come off cooldown sooner, but you will still have your temple reset. Little tip for you people out there on war servers. If you have that one enemy that you really don't like, make sure you log in right after this patch is done. Take your time. Take your time redoing your temple, and this is true for everybody. Read everything. Take your time. Do your research. Don't mess up on your temple. But if you get that done before that one person that you really don't like got their temple done, then siege them because their temple will be really low. I'm not sure if it will affect them until they log in, but you can keep an eye on it, and you might be able to find some surprising situations where you can take advantage. Anyways, I digress. But in all seriousness, for your temples, especially with a big temple change like this one, take your time. Do not rush it. If you mess up on your temple and you've recently used your reset, you're going to be out of luck for 30 days. And I can assure you, playing with a gimped temple for 30 days is a miserable 30 days. So, take your time with it. Next, we have achievements. They added achievements for the Void, the Abyss, Stronghold Level, World Exploration, and more. You can earn new portraits and titles for completing these achievements. Cool. Somebody out there is going to be thrilled about this. I am not one for all of those crazy achievements and portraits. It wasn't until we actually made it into the top 32 to 16 teams and I got that specific portrait. That was the first and only time I've ever used a portrait. So it's just not my cup of tea. It might be for somebody else out there. Next, the Void, the 8th dimension of the Void. Snowfield is now available. Ooh, maybe Dwarfs will make a comeback in the Void. Powerful rewards and new equipment designs scrolls await. So, I actually have, I might have a guy that knows a guy that's got a guy with a trench coat that might give us some insight onto what some of these gears look like. Stay tuned for later this week when we go over them, and I'll give you my thoughts on why they're doing what they're doing, and also what to focus on. Next, we have racial balances. So Lich is getting a bunch. Lich has Zen Stalkers. Curse Blades now cause attacks to increase the target's magic damage taken by 3% and reduce the target's healing by 5%, max of 15 stacks. So this is a nice little buff for the Zen Stalker. However, honestly, I think the dire ones will still be better. Scorpio? I think that's supposed to say Scorpion. Increase basic attack by 20% and basic health by 5%. That's huge. Just a straight up huge buff to Scorpions. Seal Corrosion now deals more damage to mech units, so it looks like Scorpions might be the way for Lich to beat mechs. The Dire Doomlord ability of Corrosive Armor now deals more damage to mech units and reduces the attack speed by 3%. Range attacks are only half as they'll only do half. Basically, the Dire Doomlords or the Dire Scorpions are going to be your anti-mech machines. Or they really aren't machines, are they? They're going to be your anti-mech organisms when you are Lich fighting Dwarf. Next, the Zen Doomlords, or the Zen Scorpion's ability of the heal, now grants 60% bonus efficiency from the healing spell, which before was 50%, and it lasts for the first 22 seconds of the battle. This is pretty massive for them. I do think that for most cases, people will still run with the Dire Skeletons. However, going up against Lich, you'll see the Dire Scorpions. That's just my guess. Next, for Dwarf, the Ironsmith now grants 20% extra attack speed and attack. And for Rockin', the Monks, their swipe now deals extra damage to large units and mitigates damage from large units by 45%. Don't forget, heroes are considered large units. So that could be. I don't think it's enough to make monks super popular again. However, it might be enough to make them good in certain situations. In other news and updates, they added skin scrolls and mount scrolls to the shop. These will be available after Realm has been online for 7 days. So more skin scrolls. And whoa, they added skin scrolls to the shop. Wow. Okay. I misread that. So that's really cool. So now you can buy skin scrolls. I'm happy about that. So we can get all those skins that we missed from the Lucky Wheels. I'm struggling for words today. Resource cards have been reclassified as epic quality. Actual effects have not changed, so to me, nothing changed there. Challenging dragon bosses that you yourself summoned now count towards completing the dragon boss daily quest. I'm happy about that. Sometimes, if you put out like an epic or a legendary, the last thing you want to do is attack somebody else's dragon. But that's just me. Your location marker will be centered on the screen when you open the map, and the location marker has been changed to stand out more. Cool. I think if you play this game with a full map, for maybe a week or two, you'll know where you are no matter where you go. But for new players, this could really help them out. Starting next season, you collect final prizes for Clash of Fate even after transferring to a new realm. The same goes for Clash of Fate Championship. So this is really cool. It won't affect for this season. It's going to be next season, which that leads me to believe that for those on Drake that have completed Drake, we're not going to be going back to Nor until after the Clash of Fate Championship. It just makes sense. The visual effect of the Scarab Amulet and Avalon's Warhorn now displayed for 3 seconds. So that's cool. At the start of the battle, you can kind of keep an eye on who has the Warhorn. For most people that have spent some time doing PvP, you already know what it looks like. If you see archers running at you, shooting rapidly, they probably have Warhorn. But it's cool that you can see it. There's so many things that go on. Maybe it will help some people out. Commanders outside of the Imperium during Dragonair will no longer be able to duel commanders still inside, capturing during the Succession War overtime. I don't think I've ever gone to the overtime, so that's cool. We'll find out more about that someday when we go into an overtime. Core power is now displayed in raid boss events. I guess they're trying to get rid of the current power and just switch everything to core power. If that's their goal, then they're doing this right by slowly removing all of the current powers and just focusing on core power. Although mini rant, core power nowadays, it's just as misleading as as your current power. What I mean by that is you can have one person with let's call it a decent temple and fully maxed out chakras, and they could be at say 2000 K core. And then you could have somebody else that only has 2 chakras that they focus on at all, maxed out, and a very high temple, and they could be at 2000k core power. So I don't think core power, I don't think that is a good measure of somebody. I think that there's so many other factors, and the more things that they add into the core power, like temple, the new dragon stuff, which is super overpowered, chakra, the more that they add in, there's so many more variables with it that it's just not a reliable number to tell how strong somebody is. My rant is over. Next, you can view battle logs after the Minds of Mayhem event ends. That's really cool. Maybe I can do more Minds videos. And finally, probably the one that I'm most excited for is they increase the height of the camera over the battlefield. So that means you can click further distances and or see people sooner, hopefully. So with that, guys, that is the new patch coming out. It's coming out on November 1st. During this week, we're going to focus primarily on this. We're going to go over the temple update one day, and we're also going to go over everything that is coming out in the void that I'm aware of, from the sketchy dude with the trench coat, like, hey, you want to buy some items, kid? We're going to talk to that guy. In fact, I will. That way you guys stay safe. So with that, please take a moment, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Check out the information in the description below. There's a ton of good stuff down there, guys. So feel free to check it all out. And until tomorrow, have a wonderful day.